On May 24th, a single gunman opened fire at the Jewish Museum in Brussels, Belgium, in an attack that only lasted a few seconds. The shooter killed 3 people at the scene, and a 4th victim died on June 6. The following week, French police arrested Mehdi Namouche during a random search at a bus station in the Mediterranean port city of Marseille. At the time of his arrest, Namouche was found to be in possession of an AK-47 rifle and another gun. The AK-47 was reportedly wrapped in a flag bearing the symbol of the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant. Namouche was quickly identified as the prime suspect in the Brussels shooting attack. While the attack was certainly tragic, the shooter's tactics were relatively simple and unsophisticated. In reviewing the video of the attack, the shooter enters the museum wearing a hat and possibly latex gloves. Then he pulls an AK-47 from a black bag and fires from the hip into a room that is out of our vantage point on the film. Note that the gunman chose not to shoulder the weapon and aim, like a trained shooter would do. After investigating countless attacks as a special agent, I think it's highly plausible that the gunman had previously walked the attack route. Most killers do. We call that pre-operational surveillance. Based on his demeanor and his purposeful entry, he seemed to know where he was going. The investigators are now likely to be reviewing past video surveillance footage, looking for his previous walkthrough, to see how many days before he had visited the location. This attack was also not difficult to carry out because the target was soft, meaning it was not well defended. The museum did not appear to have armed guards on the perimeter, which is not surprising, but the location did appear to have good interior video surveillance coverage. We don't know how many other targets the killer possibly looked at, but it would not be surprising to learn that the gunman surveilled other Jewish targets and locations. It's very feasible the gunman chose the target with the least amount of security. Even though this attacker lacks sophisticated tradecraft, he demonstrates that this sort of assailant can still pose a limited, deadly, and persistent threat.